Welcome everyone to the 9th episode of the Console Corner, where we talk everything gaming. We have some great topics to talk about tonight, like Quantum Break, Killer Instinct Season 3, Doom, and much more. As we always do, I want to go ahead and thank everyone who comes out to support us, and we always really appreciate it. Don't forget to ask your questions in the chat. We will be picking a few to talk about at the end of the show. All right, now let's introduce our panel of gamers, starting off with our 3 special guests this week. First up, we have the host of Xbox Nation, a member of BGST, Mr. Compelling himself, the Crap Gamer.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on. I saw Mooch come in here and do his thing last week, so I figured, hey, what the hell, man? I'll come in here and do mine this week, and I'm happy to be here. And plus, you guys are part of Xbox Nation as well, so it was definitely cool to kind of guest on your guys' podcast as well. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So podcast crossovers.
Heck yeah.
All right. Next up, we have my guest. He's part of 4 Guys with Quarters, an awesome, great podcast, and he has a great sense of humor, Mr. Inferno.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on. I promise I will say GKB every single time and not screw it up like I did on my show when you guys came on. So glad to be here to talk about these awesome topics, and yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Next, we have one of the smartest guys on Twitter and has a gift for every conversation, Mr. JamieMoran.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. I have one question before we start. Can I swear?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
So anybody watching the chat, if you are under the age of 16 and do not like swearing, please leave now.
Oh, man. The next guy we have is, he keeps the laughs coming, and he has the best intro on YouTube, Mr. Livewire.
Oh, yeah, it's your boy Livewire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby. What it is?
I think that answers the question about the swearing, by the way.
Anytime Ron's in, you know it's going to be a little bit swearing. I could taper it down, but why the fuck would I?
Right.
For sure. Next up, we have one half of the dynamic duo on Gamers Knows Best, Miss SheWolf.
Hey guys, I'm here, ready to talk gaming, so let's get into it.
And I'm the other half of the dynamic duo, your host, GKB. I also want to go ahead and shout out PTK Blam and AsthMattic. Awesome guys. Go ahead and sub and check out their channels as well. Hopefully, maybe they'll join us later. Not sure on that one.
And a shout out to Zazz, who couldn't be here with us tonight.
And Zazz.
Oh, Zazz.
Zazz. Every week, we always start off with what's everybody been playing for the week. I could pretty much probably guess. Let's go ahead and start with Crap. What you been playing, man?
Quantum Break, mostly. Like, since I got a review code, I was playing for a while before anybody else, so I played through that twice.
Nice.
And yeah, so I was playing through that, and then actually I was playing some PS4. I know this isn't like a PS4 thing, but I was playing that Until Dawn, and I thought that game was actually pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
So that's basically what I've been doing this week, is just those 2 games, and yeah, I've been actually playing through a little bit more right now. I'm hoping that they start allowing the screenshots and stuff to be shared, because right now none of the footage or anything goes to Upload Studio. None of the screenshots go. They don't show up anywhere. So I'm hoping that they start allowing that.
So do I, man. I've been screen crapping.
Oh, shit. I was wondering about that. I was like, damn, I swore I recorded. Why the fuck is
Yeah.
it on my phone?
That's why I had to wait so long to get my review up, right? Like I was waiting. My splitters for my cap card broke, so I had to order some new ones. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just use my Upload Studio footage. And I'm looking, I'm like, where the hell is it? I'm getting nowhere. Yeah, so you literally can't do anything. So I had to order new splitters and then wait for them to get here and then cap footage and then go back. You know what I mean? It's like a big pain in the ass. You know, I don't understand why. Yeah, why it was such a hassle. I guess maybe not to spoil things for everybody or whatever, but who cares? You know what I mean? It's like footage. If you get the game, you should be able to take pictures and do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
especially since the embargo was up so...
Yeah, it was up to first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know why they wouldn't just let you... At least screenshots. Maybe videos I understand, but screenshots? Come on.
Exactly. Oh, we got big time Rand in the chat box.
What up, Brad?
Oh, what up?
What about you?
I'm sure 8,000 gamers scored this already.
Or pretty close to it, anyway. What about you, SheWolf? What you been playing?
Other than Quantum Break, kind of been playing that all day long. Played a couple different games. 60-second, I don't know, some
60-second
stupid.
shooter.
Yeah, there you go. That is the dumbest game in the freaking world. I hate it, but I needed gamer score. Also played Fast and the Furious. Contrast. Played that, 100%ed it. So, just the odd ones. Ori and the Blind Forest, Definitive Edition. Played a bit more of that. So a little bit of everything.
That game's impossible.
I love that game though. It's
I do
so
too, but it's
cute.
impossible. I can't. I don't know. It's like maybe as I got older, I can't. I know Moosh beat it.
I beat it.
Yeah,
I beat the original one. I haven't beat this one, but I
How?
beat the original.
You keep getting so many powers that you got to use at different parts, and it's like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, it is. It's like I don't understand it. I don't. It's like, how the hell do people figure this shit out? I have no idea.
I want to know how they get through the game with one life, because that's one achievement too, man. Like, I don't understand how they can do that.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, no, that I haven't done that achievement, and the you have to beat it under like 3 hours or something. I haven't got those, but I've completely beat the game.
Somebody's phone is vibrating or something.
Oh, that's me.
What about you, Inferno? What you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Quantum Break. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Been playing some PS4 stuff. I have Amplitude. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's by Harmonix, same company that did Rock Band and originally did Guitar Hero. It's like the same kind of music rhythm game, but you play with a control pad, not with like a guitar or whatever. So I've been playing that. Been playing some Halo 5, some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I think that's it.
Awesome games.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jamie? What you been playing, man?
Quantum Break. Pretty much every backwards compatible game you can think of. It's fucked over me achievement score for the month. And a lot of Doom. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I forgot about the Doom. Yeah, we were playing that over the weekend too. Same with Killer Instinct.
You know what's weird is I have a bunch of people on my friends list. I keep seeing, the hell's that damn game that just came up backwards compatible?
Dead Space?
Dead Space. Yeah, I keep seeing Dead Space, Left 4 Dead achievements, Halo. I keep seeing all these like 360 achievements. It's really cool. It's really odd too, seeing them like pop up because they do a good job. They just like the regular achievements. They pop up in the feed and everything. Yep. It's like, and that just goes to show that people actually still want to like play these games. Some people might not even have had the chance to play them because the 360 lasted so goddamn long. I mean, it still is. I mean, it's still going. So
there's a lot of games on the 360, man.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Like you can really see the power of that. It's really a good coup from Microsoft to have that implementation. I can't wait till they start getting like some of the really big games like Red Dead on there and stuff like that. And people will really kind of see it take off. Right now, it's just like they're getting there. I mean, it's just like Left 4 Dead 2, Halo Wars, Dead Space, Alan Wake.
Yeah, amazing. Last generation for sure.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy they didn't hold like Halo Wars hostage because they could have.
Yeah, until Halo Wars 2 come out.
Yeah, they could have held it hostage, and they probably contemplated that.
I'm sure they did.
I'm glad that they didn't. I mean, they could still give it away. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like as a bonus or whatever. But damn, don't hold the games hostage. I'm glad they decided against that. So.
I wish they would release BioShocks. I really want to play through the BioShocks on Xbox.
Yeah, what happened with that? I thought they were going to do
that. Well, no, they got a collector's edition. That's what
they're waiting for the collection.
I've never played the BioShock 1 or 2. I played 3.
Oh, 1 is amazing, man.
Yeah, 1 and 3 are great. 2.
I heard 1 was like I heard they were like more survival horror. Like I really like 3, like the whole like aspect of you're looking out for that girl and she's just, like she can't get hurt.
1 was creepy.
At first, yeah. See, I don't want to be creeped out. But like at first,
1 is like you saw that game, The Happy Few. That's like.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I want to play that game. Isn't that game supposed to be releasing this year?
Yeah, I think it's
it's coming to game preview as well, isn't it? Pretty soon.
Ooh, should be. I want to play that game. That game looks creepy.
What about you, Live? What you been playing this week, man?
Well, before I jumped on Quantum Break, I was playing the shit out. What the fuck, man?
Really? Wow.
busy,
What
man.
game
They
is that?
Hold on for 1 second. Hold on.
Hey, they
I'll
can't
be
get him
right
on the
back.
cell. They can't get him on the cell, so they try the
Call the
house
house.
number. Yeah, so like, you know,
They're
it's funny.
telling you, answer your damn phone.
Exactly. What's funny is, like, for the first time in a long time, I see a lot of people playing the same game, Quantum Break. Like, usually that only happens for, like, Call of Duties or Halos.
Jeez,
But I
Division
got-
was another one, yeah.
Yeah, but I got
telemarketers.
so many damn people playing Quantum Break right now. It's really nice to see.
Heck yeah,
It's
man.
kind of like when the Division was released and like all your friends on your list, you could take a picture and everyone was like Division, Division, Division. Now it's like Quantum Break, Quantum Break, Quantum Break.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean they'll be back in the division in a week or so, but I
Oh,
mean
yeah.
right now it's nice to see. This is probably the Microsoft Studios one of their best IP that they put out. Definitely this generation, but it's really good work. I don't care what anybody says. You can see. Just I did my review, so it did go up today, and just I hung around in the comments, which I don't normally do, and it was just every comment was like 720p or
That's just
Uncharted
horrible,
4,
man.
yeah, or Uncharted 4 is gonna crush this shit, and I'm like, what in the world does Uncharted 4 have to do with Quantum Break review?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you know, I don't get it, but that's basically what it comes down to. Is they're not playing it. It's like me, I'm gonna play both. You know what I mean? I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. For as much of a fanboy as I'm supposed to be, just I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what
Go
I'm
ahead,
playing. Shit. Telemarketers got crazy. Ori and the Blind Forest. That game is nice, man. I'm fucking lost though on that light level. I'm fucking lost. I don't know where to fucking go.
You have to remember when you're going through, watch for the little Easter eggs. You'll see like Mario's tunnel. There's something from Zelda.
I'm
there's
looking for
another
like
one.
right now. I'm stuck in this like basically this area where there's a door like a lever that I can stand on, and this door opens, but I don't know how to keep the bitch open. It's just fucking driving me crazy right now. It's like and then Quantum Break dropped, so I was like I don't have to deal with this shit right now.
Get on that
Nice.
Quantum Break live. Cool. Yeah, I've been playing Quantum Break, a bunch of indie games. Played through Alan Wake. Yeah, that's about it.
Had you played through Alan Wake before?
I did like parts here, parts there, but this is the first time I actually played through beginning to end. Got all the achievements and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, that's a really good game.
That game is so good.
such a
Yeah.
great story,
Man.
man.
Actually, did you guys see the little Alan Wake stuff in the in Quantum Break?
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes, yeah,
watch
yeah.
that trailer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
And the
what's
wolf.
funny? There was what's his name? Sam Lake is in there too.
Yeah, in the first
Yeah,
TV you
I
come
saw
to.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap! I just sat there and watched the whole
So
thing. I'm
did
like,
I, too.
wow. I was like, I love it. Like these guys, like they drop the Easter eggs. They do a lot of fan service. It's so funny because Sam Lake was the first Max Payne.
Yep.
And he was like, they did this like digital series. Like even on Alan Wake, there's an Easter egg where Sam Lake is on like a talk show, and they have him do the Max Payne face on the talk show, and then it has like the band and stuff there that performed during Alan Wake and things like that. So yeah, like I love how like all kind of ties together and stuff. And as much as I want Alan Wake 2, I think that I want Quantum Break 2 more. Just
Really? Interesting.
Wow.
That's half and half for me, man. I'm like, what do I want?
hey, they should expand and do both.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like that's
Oh,
that's
yes,
what they
definitely.
should do, man.
Cool.
Because
So
apparently
if
it
any
only took.
devs are listening, your
Three.
fans want both.
Yeah, one comes out 1 year and the other one comes out the following year.
Yeah, I mean, why the hell not, man? You got teams. A lot of places have multiple teams these days, you know. So
Heck yeah.
I would love to see them do something like that. They're very talented. I don't want to like water them down or anything, but just I think they have enough people in there. They've been ramping up for more work and stuff. So I mean, they're clearly in a. I don't care what the Metacritic score is, but they're clearly one of the top devs right now. So
Oh yeah, they're a top tier.
yeah.
Definitely.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the first topic tonight. Before we get into the Quantum Break, because I know that's going to take up a lot of our time. First topic I want to talk about and get started with is the Final Fantasy Platinum demo. I want to
Now,
go
this
around-
was weird. This one was really weird.
What an acid trip.
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to go around and see what everybody thought. what did you guys like? What did you didn't like? And based off this, demo, would you guys still hype for Final Fantasy 15 possibly?
More than before for me, for sure.
Oh, really?
I think it's like Kingdom Hearts, so I'd be willing to try it.
Exactly. Yep.
There was even those little... Did you notice, Inferno, when you were in the town spot, the blue guys, when they came up, the ones with the 2 legs, they looked exactly like the little black guys that you see in Kingdom Hearts, with like the little long thing with the little dot on their
They
head,
definitely do. I agree with you.
So I'm going to be pretty poopy, and I thought it was a big pile of crap.
No.
I'm just going to be honest.
Don't take it, bro. Don't take it for the story. Take it for the mechanics. I think that was the point.
That was one of the things too. Is like I went to like those little dog things that would be running around. They hardly ever attacked me. I'm like, are these enemies? Are they friends? Like, what's going on here? I almost had to start fighting with them before they would start fighting with me. So I was kind of confused as to what was going on there.
Yeah. That's definitely a valid complaint. I think it was more to showcase like a different kind of play style for the Final Fantasy franchise to get more action gamers into Final Fantasy. I think having it so free and less focus on turn-based and more on kind of like action, I think that's going to get more people onto it. I thought the graphics were really, really good. Not the graphics score or anything.
I'm not going to knock the graphics at all. I think they were fantastic. But I thought the last 5 minutes of the game where I'm fighting the boss, I wanted to see that more throughout the demo.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot more fun. And he even popped up like you seeing... I'm always going to compare this game to Kingdom Hearts because it had so much of the same play style and movements as Kingdom Hearts that it was crazy, and I love that game, so I'd be willing to try that out. I don't know if I can stand the dog thing, though. It's cute, but, oh my god, it barks like the Last Guardian dog, and or the kid, and it's just annoying.
What about you, Live?
Uh-oh.
It looks really nice. But that shit not for me, man. I can't.
Yeah, they kind of screwed up on making it so weird.
I thought it was gonna be like the Final Fantasy I was gonna finally get into, but it plays just like I remember all the other Final Fantasies playing. I don't know. It's just it doesn't feels like I'm just doing shit. Like I'm hitting these animal dogs, but they don't really react to it. They just keep coming, and then they die. And if I'm not visually looking at it, I wouldn't fucking know. Like, yeah, it looks good. But that's it. It's Final Fantasy. I don't give a fuck about that game. I wanted to. I tried, but
that's my thing. Is like I enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. That's like probably my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, and I really want to enjoy this one. But if this is what I have to look forward to, I probably will pass. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd rather play Overwatch, bro.
Yeah.
See, he says he's gonna pass, but see, I'll want to buy it, so I'll buy it, and then he'll end up playing it anyways because we have it.
Yeah, that might happen. Yeah. But then again, I wasn't a fan of Devil May Cry either, and a lot of people say I'm crazy for that one. Now that at least felt better than the Final Fantasy, because at least when I hit those creatures with my sword and shot them, it felt like I felt something with it. Like I don't know, it just felt like they weren't. I was fighting a hologram or something. I don't know. It was weird.
I really liked the weather though, like the changes of day and night, and from when it was raining to when it, there was a lot of things that was compelling about it though.
No, the graphics, the visuals, environment, as far as anything going graphically, that game looks awesome. And it'll probably get a great score because people that really like Final Fantasy, it feels kind of like a Final Fantasy game.
Well, did you guys enjoy Kingdom Hearts? Like, I know I'm comparing it again, but if you liked Kingdom Hearts, it's pretty much the same play style when you're running around with any of them.
Yeah, see, I'm with you, SheWolf. I love Kingdom Hearts. I think the playstyle in that is very enjoyable. That's why I thought this demo was okay, after throwing out the fact that the setting is very weird and nothing like what we're going to see in the real game.
Yeah.
Did you get to play crap?
For about the 3 minutes I could stand it, and then I was like, I'm out. I don't give a shit about. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I have never, you know what I mean. I have no love for that series or most games like that. I just, I thought it looked good, and I was like, man, this is boring. I was like, quit boring me, Final Fantasy. I could just never see myself putting, 40. Well, I don't even know how long those games are supposedly last, 50 hours or whatever. I just would never have the time to do that. It was just so boring. I mean, it looked really good, but it just was too damn boring. Like I ain't got nobody got time for that. People ask me, they're like, "Did you beat Quantum Break on hard?" No, man, I don't have time for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. That's why I don't play those Souls games. I don't have time. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't lose time. Like, oh, okay, I hear in those Souls games, you die and then you get sent back and you got to go get your shit within whatever. It's like I don't got time for that shit. You know what I mean? It's like I want to play through a game and
just have fun.
Yeah. It's like back in the day, man, I used to love it, man. Give me a game that was 30, 40 hours. I'm like, hell yeah. Now it's like, give me something that's 10 or 12 and I'm good.
It's so funny, man, because I was talking to my brother about the same thing, and he was saying how he played, was it Dark Souls 2? He bought it because everybody was hyping it. And it's not that it's a bad game, but it's a game that you have to have a lot of time for.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have, you can't really have any kind of social life to play it for that period of time that you're playing it. Otherwise, you'll play it, and 3 months later, you'll be in the same exact spot that you were 3 months ago because you just die, and if you don't have time to really learn the game and progress through it, it'd just be one of those games that you just never beat.
That's a good point. Good point. What about you, Jamie? How'd you like that Platinum demo?
Well, first off, I'll say that I have played Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 10, and Kingdom Hearts. And it did play a lot like Kingdom Hearts, but they need to get rid of the cheesy shit because that nearly lost us. And it looked good. It looked really good, but they need to fix the tutorial because that demo and the previous demo I have on the Xbox both play like dog shit. The controls are terrible, it's not explained here, and you've got this weird warp ability that just appears out of nowhere and there's no context for it. That shit really pisses me off because they're meant to be pushing this shit, and it's not explained. So, will I get it? It depends whether they fix it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be reminiscent of the final game of Final Fantasy, but, man, who knows? I didn't really have that much fun with it until I got to the boss, because that was a great time, but
the boss was good, but other than that, it was terrible. Like, the little kid running around collecting orbs. I'm too old for that. I'm 28.
What's up, Mooch? You see you in the chat there.
He's like, let me in. Let me in.
Oh man, that's too funny. Oh man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on.
Oh, just real quick, I want to say
sure,
I've never played Kingdom Hearts either, so.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're missing. Oh crap.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have, I don't know. I heard really good things. I never played it on PS2 when I had that. Then they had the remakes or whatever, but I was more in the 360 even though I had a PS3. I was like, I couldn't see myself playing out 40, 50, 60 hours on a PS3. You know what I mean? Like, I was just...
I hear you, man.
The whole time my 360 has just been mostly multiplayer, just since the minute I got it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm such an Xbox guy is just, multiplayer. You know what I mean? That's just what I do, so...
Well, see, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I preferred the second one over the first one. I definitely, loved Kingdom Hearts 2 more, especially with the mechanics and everything that they added more to it and the graphics. I played PlayStation 2, but never had a PlayStation 3, so I never played any on there. But I was actually really excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, but then they never released it, and that one's going to be on Xbox. So
I might pick that up.
I was going to say, I would recommend that one because they're changing, they're keeping it to the original stuff, but they're changing so much as well to bring it to the times. So I would definitely, to anyone who hasn't tried it, I would recommend wait for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I watched this one thing about the story of Kingdom Hearts, and it was the most confusing goddamn thing I ever saw in my life. And I was like, what the hell? They're like, Kingdom Hearts this, 0.4.38 and shit. And I'm like, they're like going through the order and stuff. I'm like, and I was like, maybe I'll get the remakes. You know, I saw them on sale on PS3. And I was like, well, I don't even know what the hell these games are about. Let me watch this thing. And I'm watching it, and they're explaining this shit. And I'm like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I don't understand it. Cool. I'm like, there's Goofy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the rest of it. You know, I don't fucking stand it at all. But you know, I'm interested in it, in the third one. You know, if they can, you know, make it a little bit easier and noob it up a little bit for someone that hasn't really like experienced.
Well, apparently
those games.
the third one is actually supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Apparently you're supposed to be able to take the third one if you've never played the first or second one and understand what's going on. So
They did that with Witcher 3 because hardly anybody that had the console played Witcher 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
That worked. Very successful.
Exactly. I mean, I played Witcher 2. I'm like, holy shit, what's this amazing game? And then when they're like Witcher 3, because I bought Witcher 2 on 360 day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I knew what that shit was about, where I think I was the only one that I knew that actually played that game on 360.
Mhm.
And, you know,
amazing.
yeah, I was like, it's amazing. Then Witcher 3, I'm like, this game is good, but the achievements suck.
How long does
like-
Witcher 2 take to play through?
30 hours.
Yeah, about 25, 30 hours, something like that.
Nice. What's up, Rand?
Wait, is it okay to be in here? Am I allowed? No one's gonna.
it's my hey, I give permission. You are fully allowed to be in the show.
All right. I don't want to get any unnecessary hate like I've been getting lately.
Wait, you've been getting hate?
Oh yeah. Apparently, some guy last night was all like, "How could I backstab Mooch?" Like he was a friend.
What the heck?
Yeah, like I guess my defending Giant Bomb really ticked off some people, and like I don't know. Some people think that me and Mooch hate each other now.
Which is so funny
Oh,
because like
that's
everyone was
stupid.
saying like you were the only level-headed person. and-
I don't read the comments, but like this guy was just going off. I was like, yeah. Me and Mooch hate each other now. That's totally true. Yeah, you know, like sure.
Man.
No, Rand was sick. He wasn't feeling good. He left for a little bit, I think, and then came back or whatever. But the funny thing was that's just how we are. Like me and Mooch will do that shit too. I remember one time me and Mooch did something like that, and people were like, "Is Mooch off the podcast now?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you
What is
talking
going
about?"
on?
Yeah, this dude was like, "How could you betray Mooch? Like crap and Mooch let you on their shows, and you just stab him in the back." I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I hope
Everybody-
Mooch never has you back on Crossfire. And you're never on Xbox Nation again.
I
I'm like,
love when
dude.
I love when podcast people, you know, when everyone has a different opinion, it means it's the end of the world, and it is full versus like, come on.
That's kind of the whole point, isn't it? I mean, if everyone had the same opinion, it would be boring. If everyone was just like, "Oh, I agree."
Yeah. It's like opinions, man. How do they work?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, Mooch, get in here.
yeah, I'm telling that
I sent him the DM.
that Italian motherfucker to get in here. We'll have to have a sit down.
We're gonna work this out right now.
Well, we're
Oh,
both
yeah.
Italian. I mean, he's a little bit more Italian because he's in New York, but we're both from that.
He says he's driving.
Oh, is he?
That's all right.
Well,
Let's go
yeah.
ahead and move on to the next topic, and then
I was trying to tell Zazz to get in here. Seems he was sitting there chatting in the chat, but he didn't want to.
Zazz. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about some Doom. What did everybody think about the Doom beta? Did you guys like the new maps and new game mode?
I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Oh crap!
I'll recuse
I
myself.
really liked it from the change that they had. Like, the alpha and the beta were so different that it was actually so good at the same time. Like, you were able to customize your characters, you could customize your guns, you could make your character look scratched up, dirty, whatever you wanted to do. And you're like, there was so much that they were adding. It's almost kind of reminding me of Halo.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
I've seen people say that if you like Halo or are good at like Halo, you'll probably do good at it or whatever. So
I don't know. I've saw people say that too, but in my brief time playing it, I think I reached the top rank you can get in that. So it's like level 15.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it has anything. It didn't remind me of anything of Halo. Like
It reminded me
outside-
of like Quake. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
definitely
it's-
like Quake 3,
it's so
exactly.
Yeah.
much more like. I mean, I get why people are like, okay, it's like Halo because Creative Assembly is making the multiplayer, and they did a bunch of the multiplayer for Master Chief Collection. They did a lot of the maps for Halo 3 and Halo 4.
Right.
So I get why people are like, well, this is like Halo, but man, like I don't recall. I mean, it's 60 frames per second. It's really smooth. I think it's even smoother than Halo 5 online. Like there's no lag. Like the frame rate is consistent, but like you constantly got to pick up ammo, and like you don't have to reload either. Like you just hold down the trigger to shoot. You know, and you'll just keep on firing as long as you have ammo in the gun. You got to pick up armor. You got to pick up health. Those things aren't really like Halo-like. You know, you got the power weapons. There's that one huge power weapon that's a one-hit kill on pretty much anything.
What did you guys think of the Warpath game mode? I thought that was really interesting how the point would just keep moving around that track, and it was just like a constant battle to keep up with that thing.
I mean, it was a cool mode. I think I don't know if we were just too good, but like we always dominated.
Wow.
Like
we just wrecked people.
Yeah, like it was like me, Maka, and a couple of my buddies, and they like we'd always win like 250 to like 10. Like nobody could even like get close.
Oh wow, man.
I appreciate them adding in a mode like that to break it up from just a normal like team deathmatch kind of thing, but at the same time, like fans of those kinds of games are gonna just go to team deathmatch. I feel.
I had more fun on the Warpath actually, man. Like when you come from like a Call of Duty and all that kind of stuff, you know, they have like domination and like King of the Hill and all that kind of stuff. But this one moves around, so you can't really camp the spot. You kind of have to stay with it. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, it's much better than you would think. To be honest with you, because most like multiplayers like from that you just expect it to be tacked on, like the Tomb Raider multiplayer in the reboot, you know. But it's actually well done. I'm still more interested in the campaign of the game though.
I was just gonna say that I want to see the campaign and what they're going to bring.
Yeah. What about you, Jamie? I know you're a big Doom fan.
Well, considering I've been waiting since like 2004 for this, it should live up to the hype. At least I hope. But I've completely gone off things like COD lately, so Halo's arena combat and this is pretty much my thing, and I don't really have anything bad to say about it other than the fact that people online were playing it wrong, using like the assault rifle as a main weapon. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I thought it was perfect. Day one, I need the campaign though.
I did think, I don't know what you guys think, but I thought like the demon rune thing was a bit OP. I'd like to see them tone that down.
It is pretty overpowered, but I mean that's how it's supposed to be. I think.
You'll love it if you get it. You'll hate it if you don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was listening earlier, and should I try out the Final Fantasy demo? Because I do like Final Fantasy, but it seemed like.
Do you like Kingdom Hearts? I'm gonna bring this right back to Kingdom Hearts. Do you like Kingdom Hearts?
I liked Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't really care for 2 so much.
Yeah, then you might not enjoy it.
Because Livewire was like, hell fucking no. Don't touch that game with the 10-foot pole.
Yeah, look, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, so, like, my whole thing with reviews, I don't believe I should have been allowed to review that game. Just because I like it, I think if you like those type of games, you'll probably love it. But since I don't, I thought it was going to change my mind, but it didn't.
I think, truthfully, anyone who actually likes the Final Fantasy line, stay away from the demo and wait till the game actually releases its, like, the gameplays and the reviews and stuff, and go off of the actual game, not this demo.
Well, that's exactly. Yeah, I think this demo kind of, like, ruins Final Fantasy 15, honestly.
You have to have liked Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm sorry, but it's the only way that I think it can be justified.
And it's only, like, 15 minutes to play through it, honestly. You probably beat it even quicker than that, but...
That's it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's quick.
Sure.
Yeah. But it might change your point of the game. That's the only thing.
15 minutes for 15 gigabytes?
Yeah.
Well, the worlds are pretty detailed and the graphics are good, and I mean, I understand why. I mean, this is going to be a really big game in the end. But I think 15 gigs is a little much, but I don't know how much it was on. I played it on PlayStation 4, so I know it wasn't that much on PS4. I don't know why it's even different, but.
Interesting.
1080p on PS4. That's why, you guys.
No, it was actually less.
Dynamic resolution.
Well,
yeah, is it? Yeah. Is it? Then they won't play it. You guys know how that works? Come on now. Can't play a fucking game if you didn't
No,
know.
they'll play it if it has better dynamic resolution.
Oh, okay.
We're not
It's
doing the
just more
comparison,
dynamic.
guys.
Oh, okay. It's more dynamic. Gotcha.
All right, so let's go on and talk about what we wanted to talk about today, and that is Quantum Break, the game
yeah.
released. Twitter's been going crazy. Let's try and talk about this without giving too much of the game away. Everybody in the chat and watching, this is kind of like your warning. We might say some stuff, and we apologize, but how's everybody liking the game?
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I love
Spoiler
it.
alerts.
It's a 2 out of 5.
Oh, you motherfucker.
You just had to go there, Rand. You just had to go there.
From what I've played of it, I'm on Act 2, Part 2. Because I didn't get to play it much last night, and I've been studying for a test, which I'm probably have to leave here pretty soon to go to my class. But it's actually exceeded my high expectations I already had for the game, considering, like, it's a Remedy game. I was always going to love a Remedy. As I told Tim yesterday, Tim tweeted out, "I bet you Randall Thor 19's loving this game." I'm like, of course, it's fucking Remedy.
Remedy, for sure.
They have not made a bad game. So, yeah. Like, I don't know, so what I've played of it, I find the combat to be the most interesting part of the game.
Oh,
Yes,
so
for
deep.
sure.
Yeah.
And so satisfying, man.
Like,
sure.
I just go in every scenario, and I'm just like, fucking dash, slow down, headshot, fucking bring up the shield, fucking shoot my little time grenade thing, unload a clip into somebody, dash back out, fucking, time rush forward. It's, like, so fun to play with the powers and to, like, tackle each situation in how many different ways can you combine all the abilities to tackle essentially kill all the enemies without even getting shot.
That's
Yeah.
what I keep, like, how many chains can I do together without stopping kind of thing is kind of what I'm doing now.
And that's where the game absolutely shines. Even more so than Alan Wake, because the combat in Alan Wake was very slow and meticulous.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It was more like running, dodging.
The combat in this game is it's action-packed, it's fast-paced. It almost... You know what the game is kind of missing? I haven't beat it yet, but I know there's not a mode. It is like a New York Minute mode, like Max Payne 3 had.
Yes.
Where you have a certain amount of time to go through the areas and you can't die and stuff, because it seems like the combat is tailored to get through situations extremely fast and extremely with a dose of lethality. Like, you can there's so many different things you can do with your powers,
That's why I said when it's not a typical third-person shooter that people didn't believe me. I'm like, it's not. You don't go in there thinking it's Gears or Mass Effect or even Uncharted type thing where you
That's
get
actually when you die is when you try to do that cover thing.
Yeah, so just best it's like action adventure with shooter elements, you know what I mean? But it's like the powers and things like that. So it's really interesting. And the thing is a lot of people were like, I don't know, just for narrative's sake or whatever, they were like, well, crap, how come you love this one so much but didn't say The Order? Well, The Order was really just a very boring game. Didn't really grab you, and the gameplay wasn't tight. If you don't have tight gameplay, nothing else matters. And I actually liked, people were going, well, they tried to compare it to Until Dawn or something. I liked Until Dawn, but that's hardly a gameplay game. You know what I mean? That's truly a interactive movie. Mm-hmm. You can't even change the camera angle in that. You know what I'm saying? People don't think that Quantum Break has a lot of gameplay. It's gameplay. It's got a shit ton of gameplay. You know what I mean? It's just because it has the TV show, which I did a review and people are free to check it out on my channel. But the thing that I like best about the game is most games, the good guys, they're fighting for right. In this one, when you watch the cutscenes or the movies, they're explaining to you you're inside the minds of the bad guys you know what I mean? You're kind of maybe sympathizing with them a bit. You're like, huh? You know what I mean? That's the first time I've ever seen that from a game where you're inside. You get to see and understand a little bit more where they're coming from, because you start to understand that bad guys oftentimes think they're right or think they're doing the right thing.
Yep. So not to cut you off there, Crap, but if y'all haven't seen these cutscenes or played through the game yet, they are phenomenal. These movies are fantastic, high quality stuff. I can't say enough about them.
And I also want to add in there too that me and GKB, we actually picked the opposite, and if you actually pick different things, they actually do have changing events in these videos. They are not the same if you actually play through. GKB would pick one thing and I would go the complete opposite of him, and our videos, there was similarities, yes, but the people's opinions and the things that they did actually changed in those videos.
Yeah, like there's different outcomes. They actually film different versions for depending on what you pick. And achievements too, so you'll want to play through it. There's replayability. I know that's something that doesn't get talked about much in reviews and things like that anymore, but this game totally has replayability. You'll want to play through it at least 2 times, maybe 3. You know what I mean? Just for me anyway, because you'll have to get to see what else happens, and get the other achievements and things like that. So
for sure. Yeah, I would recommend that people download, if you're gonna watch the series, download it. Just because, well, if you have that option. Some people can't, they only can stream. But if you can download it, I would say do it, because it just makes it smoother. And the shows are awesome, man. I was surprised. It was just straight up like some Netflix type shit. Shit was crazy.
Yeah.
How did everybody like the graphics? Because I had one complaint as far as the graphics go, and it's that the film grain filter. I thought there was like a little bit too much at times.
Agree with you, 100%. Man,
you go ahead.
No, sorry. I think that effect makes it, especially in daylight, where there's a lot of light going on indoors. I think that lighting, that film grain effect, makes it look worse. I think the brightness is in those areas just make it look like it's just tacked on, or it's not as like narrative or emphatic of the timing aspect of the game as much as it is in the outdoor areas.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say, Crap?
I was gonna say that I liked the film. I didn't like the film grain at first or the blur. Like there's a really bad motion blur. Like I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But it fits in well with the narrative of the game style. Right. You know what I'm saying? It helps immerse you a little bit more, because when it goes from like the cutscene to the actual you movement, it's the same damn thing. So that helps blur that to me. Like you feel even more immersed, just in my opinion. And I'm usually very stickler about this. And I said this in my review. I was like, yeah, it does. You do notice both those things till you start really starting to have fun. And then I forgot all about it. I was just immersed into the game, just having a good time. So
yeah, I didn't really notice it as much as maybe some other people, but I really did notice it on like those reflective surfaces, like when you're in the elevator, it kind of looked almost sandpapery.
Yes, yep.
So that's kind of was odd to me, but other than that, I really didn't notice it that much.
And the character models are some of the best I've ever seen. God. Like the Shawn Ashmore stuff, like holy shit. I was like, damn, Dad, what's up, Iceman? That's what I'd say to him if I ever met him. But I mean, like, I like that they went all out with this cast, because they did a phenomenal job. Like a lot of times with these kind of big budget things, you get like half-assed. Like again, I'll refer back to Until Dawn. There's a couple good actors in there, but then a lot of them are just really cheesy, like no names. You know what I mean? And they just were really bad.
Mm-hmm.
In Quantum Break, it's like really well done, and most people will recognize. Like the guy from there's a guy from Lord of the Rings. What's his name? Dominic Moynihan, I think his name is.
Yeah, he's Will.
He was in Lost as well. He does a phenomenal job. And then you have Shawn Ashmore, who was Iceman, and other. You know what I mean? He was also in an episode of Smallville and did some different things. So I mean, like. The acting is on point. Like I loved it. I thought it was really well done, and I wasn't too sure because originally when they showed off the gameplay, it was a different actor. It was a different guy.
Yeah.
And I actually liked Ashmore's character a little bit better. A lot better than what we saw. Like the other guy.
Did you notice how the original dude was like the guy driving the taxi?
Yeah, I fucking did notice that. I was like, look at you, you've been relegated to a fucking taxi, bitch.
Dude, the live action. I've seen the first episode. It was actually better than I thought it would be.
Same here.
The production value is really good. There's this one weird shimmering artifact that happens if you slowly pan around the character.
Yes.
You start to see like double, or like a fade of the character. It's like
that's like the motion blur that we were talking about.
Yeah, it's that does bother me. I did notice it right away, but I try not to. I don't know like what they're doing to get that, but it looks really weird. I don't know if it's an intentional thing because the whole time.
That's what I get
going
that's
on.
What it is, yeah.
But like it really is off-putting. My like minor complaint is the like platforming sections with the time stuff. They're not really well done.
I wish there was more of that. That's definitely one I have too. I wish there was more like needing to go through it quickly and really get some strategy going.
I wish it was a little more complicated. It just seems kind of tacked on, just like, oh, stop, like use your ability to stop it and then get there really quick, or rewind the time so it's up. It just seems kind of very basic. And
just to, I know you guys
thinks it's basic.
Well, and to be fair, he's only on Act 2. When you get a little bit further into the game, there's a little bit more challenging parts.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm only on Act 2 as well.
I don't want to give it away or anything, but let's just say the bridge part is one. How's everybody liking the story so far?
I love the story. I think it's phenomenal.
All you gotta say is time travel, and I'm like, I'm ready to fucking just. Well, I'm not gonna say anything because there's a woman here, but you know what I'm saying. Time travel.
What's that got to do with anything? You got something to say? Say it. I ain't gonna get butthurt. Like, come on.
Sci-fi is one of my favorite genres, and time travel is like the ultimate for me. Like, so like I just get hard thinking about it. Time travel and stuff,
You heard it here first, people. Rand gets hard on time.
Dude, I'm like for me, this is like the perfect amalgamation. Like the gameplay is sublime. The way the powers interact, the way the combat is. Like I just have fun getting into each like combat scenario, and then you combine it with a story that is time travel, like Primer and 12 Monkeys, and you don't know what's going on yet. And I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. Like the whole time. And I know on like Xbox Nation I've talked about this, and I've talked about this on Crossfire, and I even talked about it on TXR. In fact, I think me and Crap were DMing each other about this the other night. Like, I've felt that this generation has been a disappointment games-wise, right? Mm-hmm. I haven't felt the joy that I would feel when I played games like BioShock Infinite or Dead Space 2 or anything like that. Like, I got that feeling last night when I was playing this game.
Damn right. Didn't I say that? I said that.
We were talking about it, but it is right. Like this whole time I was playing this game last night, I just had a fucking shitting grin on my face. I'm like, this is what I needed. This is what I wanted. Like, I cannot wait to finish this game. Remedy, and it goes out to those guys for making a great game, and Phil and everybody.
They're great storytellers too, man.
For letting them make the game, and hopefully everybody goes out there and supports it. And
hey, Rand, did you like the first that first TV that you run into, and it's like the Alan Wake thing?
I sat there and I watched that shit.
I did too, man. And then I saw like Sam Lake in there. I was like, oh, I love this. I was like, when I first saw that, I was just like, they had me hooked, man. I was like, I did not know what the hell those other reviewers were thinking, because I had I had mine written all up before any of the other ones came out, right? So I knew what I was going to score it, and I knew what I was going to say. And then when the other ones, and I told everybody, I was like, this game is going to be the first 90+ rated motherfucking Xbox One game. Woo! Right? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, and then I started seeing some of these come in, right? And I was like, well, okay, we'll get that one back or whatever. And then like you just started seeing the trend, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, some of these guys must have been lazy? Did they not play the same fucking game I played? You know what I mean? But like for me, it'd be like people are like, crap, why don't you play Bloodborne? And I'm like, look, you're not going to get the result you're going to want if I play it, because I don't like those kind of games. You know what I mean? That's why I don't review it. I'm going to review it and give it a shitty score, and people are going to be like, you suck. I'm just thinking, if somebody doesn't like action or whatever, or can't pay attention to, like, the story's not even that intricate to where you can't pay attention. It's like pretty fucking, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's not that fucking difficult, think Incredible Hulk type shit. It's like not that difficult. Like,
Question.
Fuck.
Question.
What's up, lad?
Do y'all like Interstellar? Anybody like that movie?
Yes.
Anybody like Inception?
Yeah.
Love Inception.
Yeah.
Love Inception. Those movies got 74s and 70. The other one was also 74.
Wait, Inception got a 74?
Yep.
No way. That had to have been higher rated than that. Well, I know people didn't like Interstellar as much as Inception.
And all their user ratings are both higher. So that's what I'm thinking would happen during reviews with Quantum Break. Sometimes people don't like the whole science. They just don't like the sci-fi messing with time. Some people just don't like those things.
Yeah, well, then
they just don't get it.
This story is like so like grounded, and it's not really out there.
No, but you got to understand. So if for some people, if the story isn't straightforward, they just, you say numbers higher than 10, their fucking brain starts to melt, and it's just.
No, it's true. I mean, like Rand was saying about this generation being let down, a lot of these games that are coming out that tell a story, that are narrative types of games, are just very straightforward and don't require much thinking or much questioning or anything like this. And now that there's a game like this, people are doing that, and like you're saying, live, they don't want to think about it too much, I think.
Yeah, it's Interstellar, the video game. It's straight up Interstellar, the video game.
How's this for negativity? I'm only 2 acts in to Quantum Break, and I'm probably already feeling that this is the best Xbox One game there is. Suck on that.
I agree.
I agree with you.
I said it.
I don't know if I'm there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, for me, I said it was probably my favorite new. Like I'm with you, Ray, because even in late 2013, like I know it's not like because I'm an older thing. I'm getting older. I get that, but that's why I can't put like 40 hours into a game anymore. But in 2013 on 360, before the Xbox One even released, man, I was like, BioShock Infinite, this game's fucking amazing. Tomb Raider reboot, holy shit, I get that tingly shit, right? That's what I got with Quantum Break. I'm like, wow, you get that fucking, it's still there. You know what I mean? But we just haven't had a lot of that this generation, And
the
so that's why.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's why I'm like so adamant when people start talking about new fucking hardware refreshes or whatever. I'm like, fuck that. I was like, get us some damn games first. You know what I mean? Like, I own 8 PS4 games. Why the fuck would I buy another PS4? I mean, I do own a lot more Xbox One games, but even though I own a ton of Xbox One games, I still don't feel like I've gotten my money's worth. You know what I mean? It's like, especially considering my last gen fucking console, and I have like something like 500 or 600 physical games and another 250 digital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I got my money's worth, So far, the Xbox One is the better of the two as far as getting games out and services and all this stuff, but damn, the whole generation has been a bit of a letdown. I mean, look what they were able to do with 512 megabits of RAM memory and whatever the hell is it, 3 cores, whatever the hell that is, and people want to talk about the Xbox One and PS4 aren't powerful. Now, fuck, these developers just don't know what the hell they're doing if they can't get shit running on what they have now. You know what I mean? Look, you can play Forza Horizon 2 on the 360 and it still looks good. It obviously doesn't look as good as the Xbox One version, but how come they can make it look so good on that shit? You know what I'm saying? But people are going to complain that, oh, we don't have the power. If you go back and look at the 360 the first 2.5 years, the games didn't look great. It wasn't until year 4, 5, 6, that things started looking really, really good. And people don't even want to give these new consoles a chance. They're just like, dump the hardware. We need new hardware over here. And it's the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, look, if you like new hardware and you want control over your hardware, get a fucking PC and fuck with that. You know what I mean? The reason why I like the consoles is because you get your console, you put your goddamn game in, and you play. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
All the devs, like, crap. I mean, even if they had consoles with, like, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX Titan in it, and friggin' 8-core CPU, they'd still say, hey, I need more power. I need more power. Like, they just need to start working, making up new ways to develop these games, and get what they want out of it, man. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like, damn, give us what, we should be getting, like, these games, like this game. Like this, we should be getting shit like this.
A bunch of these games already.
Yeah,
right?
we should have a shit ton of them. Like the Sunset Overdrive, I felt really good when I played that. I was like, that's a really good game. This is another one. Forza Horizon 2, I loved. But then again, Forza Horizon 2, I thought took a step back from the first one. It was like, I don't know, there was some, like, I liked how you started off way behind, like, ranked whatever, and then you worked your rank all the way up to first in that one. Like, I don't know, there was just different things about it. Halo 5 I thought was a step back from Halo 4.
Also,
I
kind of
disagree
like,
with you on that one.
I meant the story-wise, not the multiplayer. Yeah, story-wise, I thought that Halo 4 story was really good. I liked it.
Go ahead, Inferno.
I was gonna say, like, people are kind of jaded about this console generation because all the games that were so touted and shown off at E3 that were supposed to be good, built up a lot of hype, they come out and then they suck. Like, I'm a fan of Watch Dogs, but the majority of people aren't, and that's definitely a game that didn't live up to its expectations, especially with how it showed at E3. So, like, you get some of these games, you're so disappointed, and now Quantum Break comes out and it's living up to expectations. People are so high on it, and as well they should be.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I think you're right. We do get these games, and they rarely live up to expectations. And the industry and social media, and the way that the fanboys are don't help matters either, because you would not believe the amount of people that were tweeting me 78 Metacritic, motherfucker, and I'm like, I don't care. Play the game. It's fucking phenomenal. I don't give a shit what Metacritic says it is. And that tells you right there, when I've got fucking like 85 people on Xbox Live playing it, that the game people like it, and everybody's tweeting it out and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that tells me more than anything. Like, I'll tell you this much: some of the best movies, I remember the movies to get like 2 thumbs up and win these awards and shit. They're terrible. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch those things. I mean, I like watching fun movies. Those. You know what I'm saying? Like, the movies that get win the awards for the most part suck. I'm not into that. I don't really care that a game that I like didn't get 100 Metacritic score. I don't really care, because on the opposite end of that, I didn't like The Last of Us. You know what I mean? So that game, which was the most awarded game in history or whatever, well, it was until The Witcher 3. Yeah, exactly. Congrats, Witcher 3, because you're a much better game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like that. So it goes to show we all have different tastes and stuff, and not everybody will like Quantum Break, but at the same time, people shitting on it based on a resolution thing or based on not, just being an Xbox game, I think is retarded.
Yeah. What about you, Jamie? How you liking Quantum Break, man?
Well, I'll say this first. Like, when I'm a big Remedy fan, and when Alan Wake came out, I was pretty much the only fucker in line with Red Dead in one hand, the special edition of Alan Wake in the other, and a pile of Alan Wake merchandise. So when I heard that they're going to make a sci-fi time travel kind of game, I thought, fucking hell, Microsoft's making a game just for me. And nice. I try not to let the hype get to us. I put the disc in, it installs after time, and it's lived up to the hype. It's not a third-person shooter. It's more of like Sunset Overdrive with guns. If that makes sense, because you've got powers. And
that's kind of an interesting way to put it that I've not heard anyone say. That is really true. I mean, the movement is so quick like that.
I mean, movement's key, and the acting is like superb. I mean, when the live action stuff came on, I actually forgot that I put a game into what play.
I've done the same thing, man.
So, like, I'd say it's got the production value of Flash Forward. That thing was brilliant, but it got cancelled after one season, so fuck that. But it's fantastic, and people are downplaying it because it's 720p. No, it's not. It's 1080p, motherfucker. And 2, it's fucking amazing. I don't care what people say. I keep posting pictures of it online, and people are saying, but what about Bloodborne? I don't give a shit about Bloodborne. Play the fucking game. But it's selling well, and I'm glad it's selling well, so, yeah.
They need a hit. I feel like this game needs to. You know what? And it annoys me because the production value is so high, and Microsoft had their own like TV movie studios or whatever, and they closed them all down because people bitched. Like, we could have had like that Steven Spielberg Halo stuff. We could have had a whole bunch of stuff like this, and it's really well done. You know what I mean? Where Microsoft would have had control over what comes out. That's why we haven't seen like a real Halo movie in theaters, is because Microsoft don't want Hollywood to fuck it up. You know what I mean? And so a lot of studios won't do it, but they had their own studios and everything, and now it's like, you have this situation where people bitched and complained, and then for what? Because the competition's doing the same damn thing now. They had that Power Show, they offered that View TV or whatever it is, and nobody's bitching. Not one complaint. You know what I mean? I guess it's just timing, it could be, but still, man, come on, man. Gamers and TV do watch TV and game. Those two things are fucking hand in hand. You know what I mean? For people to bitch about one or the other is just absolutely ridiculous. Because as far as I'm concerned, Quantum Break, what we saw at the reveal in 2013, that game had me more intrigued than anything either platform showed off at either reveal. You know what I mean? So I just think that, again, Microsoft kind of gets the short end of that stick, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, the thing about 720p and the argument about 720p, it's not all created equal. I mean, that would be like saying that, if you have a mole in your face, you're ugly as fuck. But then how the fuck do we have Cindy Crawford? Like, it's not all created equal. Like, so you can't just say, well, because it's this.
That's a good Mooch analogy.
Yeah,
basically. Mooch would have made something similar to that, so that was good.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's all. Sometimes I think this generation, they're like nitpicky, just bitchy motherfuckers.
A bunch of whiners.
Oh, they cry about. It's like, do you actually play games, or do you play the game just to pick it apart? Because you could do that literally with any game. Like, you could take the best. What's the best game? You could take The Witcher, and that game got all the rewards in the world, and say, well, guess what? I don't think the grass was tall enough. I think his sword wasn't long enough. I don't think his beard grew fast enough. Like, you could nitpick anything. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, are we playing games, or are we just bitching just to be bitching?
Hey, it's my job to nitpick stuff. I'm the negative one here.
Yeah.
You know what's
and
funny
and you're a
about that?
backstabber, man. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
The funny part about all that, though, is all these people that complain, chances are they've already played it, they loved it, and yada, yada, yada. But because of the whole world is pretty much so set on drama and getting the biggest reaction out of people, everybody complains, because who's really going to get a big reaction out of someone saying, oh my god, that game was amazing? You're not going to get as big of a reaction as if you were like, oh my god, that game just fucking sucked.
Well, if you want a big reaction, why don't you go play Quantum Break? You'll get a nice reaction. You'll enjoy the shit out of that game.
I'm just saying, though, like, that's why a lot of these people, in my opinion, complain, because they just want reactions, and half the time they're actually enjoying what they're doing, so...
Cool. Anybody else want to talk anything else about Quantum Break before we move on?
I actually have some things to say, but I do love the game. It is a lot of fun, but there is still a couple things that bothered me a bit, like the fact that you can't actually crouch unless you're right against something, and when you're shooting, you're stuck standing.
Yes.
I think they do that to make you use the powers, because that's really where the game excels at.
Mhm.
They don't really want you to be a cover-based shooter kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think that's
I could move around and still use the. I don't know. When it comes to shooting, I should be allowed to shoot around something instead of like having to, no matter what, stand up. Especially when they put guys everywhere around you and say your shield and stuff only lasts for like seconds.
Yeah.
I just think in some aspect, or at least let me crouch down, because you can do it when you're near something. So I don't know. There's just like those little things, but the game itself, I'm still playing it. So that's got to be a plus somewhere, because usually I've gotten bored by now if it comes to certain games. So
I got a question for you guys. Quantum Break 2 or Alan Wake 2?
Oh man, we were just talking about that.
Alan Wake 2.
I can't say.
Quantum Break 2.
Quantum Break 2.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with
Well,
either.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll be happy with either.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
it depends how they end it.
Both.
Like, it really depends how they end Quantum Break.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Because
they
if
ended.
if they end it, for anyone if anyone's actually got to the ending yet, then okay, fight me on this one. But I just think
No
if
spoilers.
it's not,
No, we haven't finished it either.
No spoilers.
No, we haven't finished it, so
No, we have-
I might be the only one that has.
yeah.
well,
I'm close.
is there like open?
Yeah,
to
you
have
could
a
do. You
sequel,
could do. I could
or-
see a sequel.
Okay.
It's just,
But
you know
I
what I
will
mean?
s-
It's kind of like movies. Like,
Yeah.
when there's movies that come out and the way that they ended it, it's like, okay, why did you make a sequel? You just ruined, like, you know what I mean? It's just, it depends how they ended it, and the fact that it is so close to reality, to a game, to a movie style, that it depends how it's ended.
Well, I will say when I saw that Alan Wake little TV thing, that did get me excited for another Alan Wake as well.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard saying. I mean, I would love in an ideal world, why not do both? Beef up the studio, Microsoft, throw some money at, like, back the dump truck in there and go.
They are
Hey.
hiring. Someone said they found like a secret thing in the game, and it leads you to a website where there's a picture of Alan Wake, and it talks about them hiring for unannounced projects at Remedy.
Yeah. So I would assume, you know what? Why not do? Look, they already have these engines built. Alan Wake took so long because they built the engine from the ground up. They have these engines
Why
now.
did Quantum Break take so long then?
Well, according to Greenberg, it only took 3 years. They said that the last 3 years it paid off or whatever. So I don't know, man. 3 or 4 years maybe for that. So I guess now that they have the engines built, I guess a sequel could be technically done quicker.
So we'll get a sequel on Xbox 1.5 or Xbox Next.
Fuck them.
Oh.
But I gotta get going, guys. I gotta get going to school. Thanks
Later,
Hey,
Rand.
thanks for joining.
Hey, I'm
Rand.
gonna ask you to join Xbox Nation tomorrow, Rand. So expect that DM anyway.
Are you sure, dude? You want all that negativity on there?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. People are like,
Totally
you gotta bring
want
that
that.
Rand guy back. He's so level-headed.
Yeah, level-headed.
Well, also for all of his fans, he'll be on Console Corner next week.
That is true.
Oh,
Console
that's
Corner
right.
next week and this week,
And this week,
and then Crossfire on Friday and Xbox Nation on Wednesday, and
Rand's everywhere.
it never ends. It never ends.
Yeah, it's fun though. I mean, well, it is for me anyway. If it wasn't, I wouldn't do it. But it's fun. I like talking about games. You know what I mean? I want to get out there and fucking how excited I am for this game. Like I can't like you said, Rand. You get excited about this game. You get that feeling back. That's what I had, and I think other people will feel that too if they just. I'm
gonna beat it before Xbox Nation, so I can give a proper thing. But hey, just so anybody just didn't see, I just put up a giveaway for a game coming out on Friday. I got 3 codes to give away, so check that out. It's on my Twitter. But
are you giving out Alan Wake?
I haven't got codes for that yet, but I probably will because I have Alan Wake and the DLCs already. I bought them previously, so yeah. But I got a giveaway for a game coming out on Friday. So thanks for having me, and I will see everybody later.
All right, see you, Rand.
Bye, Rand.
Cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic here real quick. Let's see. Let's go into how is everybody enjoying Killer Instinct Season 3? They spruced up the engine there. Gave us a whole bunch of new characters. How's everybody liking the new characters? What do you guys think?
Amazing. I love that. I don't know if you guys, how many other people, because you know what, it's hard. Like a lot of people I know aren't into fighting games, and I actually wasn't into them either. I was into them when I was younger. I used to play like Street Fighter 2 and Killer Instinct back in the 90s and stuff. Go to the arcades and at home on Genesis or Super Nintendo and whatever. And then when the 360 in that era and stuff came out, the hit detection was so bad. And then when they brought back Killer Instinct with the Xbox One, I was like, hell yeah, I got that. The hit detection is amazing, and then just this one is just, I love it. I did my I didn't review it yet, Season 3, because not all the characters are out, but I did do like a little kind of review in progress. I think they're fucking phenomenal. Like at first I was like, man, Tusk is the man. He's badass.
Yeah.
You play as Kim Woo.
She's a beast.
Everywhere. Holy shit.
She is a beast.
She is a beast.
She is.
I was like,
insane.
Jesus Christ! I hope they don't nerf her because she's just so much fun to play as, and she's like so tiny, but she's all over the fucking place, and just the game looks better than ever. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's still so much they can do with the console that they have. You know what I mean? Like, they're learning how to program for it. I want to see what they do in the future. You know what I mean? This game is just running so good. The hit detection's there. The frames per second is there. They got that lighting and everything. They got everything going with this game. Everything works so fucking great. I think they've done a phenomenal job. I think everybody should go support it. You know what I mean? It's at a good price. You can get everything for $60, like all 3 seasons.
All 3 seasons,
yeah, that's a great deal.
I couldn't believe when we first seen like the pictures of like the lighting and everything that they changed. It was almost like it's a brand new game now. It's like
it was
quite
a heavy download.
Yeah.
It was a big download. I think it was like 25 gigs or something. I don't know. It was like it was really.
I was like, holy cow.
You know what's funny is like I thought. Based on what the stuff I was looking on YouTube, I thought Tusk was gonna be like a kind of muddy-looking character. I was like, I don't know how I feel about him until you actually get the game in your hand. You're like, oh shit, this dude is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's a badass Viking, dude.
He is a beast.
With a huge ass sword.
Like I like all the characters. I think Rash is just a fucking joy to play with. Like he's one of those guys when you're kicking somebody's ass, you just have the biggest smile on your face. And I try to taunt every time somebody goes down, like every fucking time, because that shit is hilarious, yo. I try to do ultras with taunts at the end, I swear.
Yeah, I saw you guys going off, man. You guys got some good videos out there, those fighters. So far right now, man, I think it's between Kim Woo and the Battletoad Rash, I think his name is.
Yeah, Rash.
Those are my favorites, man. I just love the speed and how quick they are. And Kim Woo with them nunchucks, oh my god, jeez.
Yeah.
He's got a Conqueror helmet or something, or whatever the heck that squirrel's name is.
Oh yeah, Conquer. He got the
Yeah,
Conquer
he's
jump
yeah,
outfit.
he's got like the little helmet and stuff.
Well,
Well,
the rare outfit actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
General Rom is coming too at some point from Gears, which I think is pretty. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I like that they're doing that because it's like I like the Smash Brothers thing, but that wouldn't work as well. Like just putting like cheesy all the Microsoft characters in a cheesy way, but you could get some of the more hardcore players and even some of the non. Like Rash, right? He's not like what I would consider like a hardcore like character, but they really he fits in well there, like he does. He fits in, so I mean they did a really good job with that. And Arbiter too. Arbiter goes in there and just really fits in. Like everything they've done a really fantastic job. I love it, and it's really a good deal too because if you get I'm not a PC guy at all. I fucking hate that shit, but they do give you the it's cross-buy, so once you get it on Xbox One, you have it on PC as well or whatever. So
Yeah, but question: if they give us General ROM this season, next season should we get like Coltrane or Baird and maybe not Chief, but like maybe like one of Locke's teams or Kelly or somebody from.
They need to bring. I was gonna say they need to bring Buck.
I'm
yeah,
Buck
that
all
should
day.
be
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
I'm not the only one,
that's
right?
a great idea.
Yeah,
Fucking Buck talking shit.
Dude, well, I remember when I was playing through Halo 5, right? And everybody's like, "Are you Team Chief or Team Locke?" And I'm playing through. I'm like, "Fuck both of those guys, man. Buck is a badass."
Buck is the man, right?
Yeah, I was like, "Hell yeah."
I'm Team Chief, but I love Buck too, man.
You know what? That's a great idea. Have Buck and maybe Coltrane in season 4.
I heard they
might bring the son, like Phoenix's son, though, instead.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'd rather have a classic character.
Yes, Sam.
You know what? I heard they might bring in one of those damn Jet Force Gemini characters. That could be why they re-upped that. I heard that.
Oh, really?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you guys are like, oh, I don't know. Who knows, man? Come on.
They could bring anybody. A Viva Pinata character.
I love that game.
Who'd they bring from Viva Pinata, man?
That Pinata, bro.
I'm gonna say it. I want to see them bring Alice from Madness Returns. Her and the Hammer would be awesome.
Can we say the obvious here? They got to be in talks with Ed Boon to get a Mortal Kombat character or two in there, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, Scorpion.
That'd be nice.
Oh, Scorpion.
Or they could get a deal, like a deal with Marvel, even though it's hella expensive to get like maybe promote Captain America or some shit like that. Get like one Marvel character and throw him in the game. Maybe a low end guy like Daredevil or some shit like that.
I think Killer Instinct's too brutal for like a Marvel character. They're too nice over there.
It shouldn't be. Daredevil kills help. He kills people. Well, he doesn't try to kill people. All right, give us the Punisher. Give us the Punisher. I'll take him.
That would be cool.
That would be fucking awesome.
But that's kind of like Mortal Kombat, how they just got Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think they would bring, say they did do the Mortal Kombat thing, do you think it would be like Scorpion or Sub-Zero, like the more popular ones?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't do fatalities, but I mean, still, I think it'd be a good kind of first step at doing something like some fan service or whatever. And I think that it's by far the best fighting game this generation. You know what I mean? Like, just it's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it.
Would you guys like to see like Jago or something go into like Mortal Kombat or something?
I wouldn't mind that, like if you're gonna guest,
that would be fine.
If you're gonna guest star, let it go both ways. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like let him go in there or whoever. You know what I mean? I think that's play a game.
That's the only way that it would happen. I think is if it went both ways. Because why would they? What would be the incentive for Mortal Kombat to put their character in Killer Instinct without getting something from Killer Instinct?
Yeah, it would be some kind of.
I fucking love this Quantum Break steel bookcase. I don't know who else got that.
Yeah,
bro.
Well, yeah, here's the thing, right? I had a review code for it for a while, right? So I had that, and then everybody knows I had canceled my original pre-order because I was a dick, and I was like, "Fuck you, Phil Spencer!" And then, so I did all that, and I was like, I was playing, and I was like, this game is really good. I want to support Remedy. So GameStop was doing that thing where you pre-order and you get a steel bookcase with it, and I was like, that's awesome. So I fucking went and did that and picked that up, and I'm just like, I love this damn steel bookcase. It's phenomenal.
Jamie got that too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's even in like your equivalent of GameStop over there, right?
Oh, game, yeah.
game.
Yeah, so because I remember they did that. They've done that before too. When I got Assassin's Creed 3 at GameStop, they gave a free steelbook case with that as well. I was so hyped up for that game, and then Assassin's Creed 3 ended up stinking.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was bad.
fucking awful. I was like, this guy Connor is a fucking terrible protagonist. Jesus Christ, I wanted him to die so bad.
Yeah,
I wanna have a little rant about that steelbook for a second, because if you pre-ordered Quantum Break, you know how you got the Alan Wake stuff.
Yeah.
So since American Nightmare is rated 18, the only way you could get that is if you went into the store with your ID. The problem is I live nowhere near a game, so I got a code for Cameo.
Oh, you got Cameo,
wow.
bro.
Cameo's good though. That's a solid
good game.
I love that game.
I've already got it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's kind of sucky, but oh man, awesome.
Can I just say
Cameo's
one more
fucking
thing?
Great.
Oh,
You guys-
sorry.
Go for
Can I
it,
just
man.
say one more thing about Killer Instinct that I really respect as a fighting game franchise because they do this. The season 3 is not just a character release and how much they've touched up the other characters to completely change their play styles. It's incredible how deep and in depth the patch notes are and how they've adjusted how some of the characters play if they're overpowered in certain ways or underpowered in certain ways. I have a lot of respect for a company that does that because
That's actually one thing I really like about Killer Instinct, though, is you can actually go from the character they have now to actually look at what the classic character looked like, and you can actually play as that character if you choose to. So that was something that I actually really enjoyed. I agree with you fully, Inferno.
Were you finished there, Inferno? Or
yeah, no, I was, yeah.
okay, all right, cool, cool. Let's go ahead and do this last topic, and then we'll grab a couple questions from the crowd here, and then we'll get out of here. So the last topic tonight, before we take some questions, is the visual designer for the Xbox listed, that he worked on the Xbox One and Xbox Next. Now, a lot of sites ran with this story, and Microsoft has come out and said, hey, this is not true. This was like a code name for the Xbox One. But I want to go around and do you guys you think Microsoft might be damage controlling a little bit? Maybe they have something in the works, like Tim Dog says, like, Xbox Beastfire? What do you guys think about this?
I think that Microsoft came out and squashed that because having rumors of new hardware doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, because they're doing that whole wait
so
and
I
see
think
thing
that,
with PlayStation, right?
Yeah, so basically what I think is it's what they say, because Microsoft never denies something unless unless it's not true or whatever, you know what I mean? So the fact that they've come right out and said, hey, this is what we called it, although I like the name Xbox Next, they should have just fucking called the Xbox One that.
Right.
Because Xbox One is a god awful name. So hopefully the next one or whatever. I think that everybody's just again hung up on this new hardware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just like
ran with
a
this, man.
yeah. It's to me it's just like such a fucking sleight of hand that we're not getting the games nearly. I was talking to Rand, like he said, we were DMing each other. I was like, you know what? 2.5 years into the 360, and I'm naming off all these fucking great games. Call of Duty was still great. Call of Duty 4. We had Halo 3, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
There was Saints Row, Prey. You know what I mean? There was so many fucking great games. That first Gears of War that came out. I mean, that was a new IP at the time. And we don't have anything like that. And now people are already talking more hardware. You know what I mean? And they wonder why the industry's kind of fucked up right now or not very healthy, and that's one of the big reasons. It's like, damn, man, let them cook on the hardware for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think they're trying to talk a lot about hardware just to set up people for future revisions that might be coming out earlier?
I think we'll see slims, but I think that's perfectly normal.
Yeah. That's been the trend ever since PS2. Was it before that?
PS1 had a slim too. So actually,
PS1,
you know what? The Super Nintendo had a slim. The Genesis had a slim.
You know what? You're right, dude. Revision
Genesis
2
had a
and
couple
3 on
of
Genesis. Yeah.
Actually, the regular Nintendo had a slim too. It had a top loader. It's actually
top loader.
kind of rare. Yeah, I mean, of course, the PS1 had that PSX Slim or whatever, and the PS2 had a Slim, and how the original Xbox needed one but wasn't around long enough. Everything pretty much has a Slim, man.
A question.
Sure.
Didn't Turn 10 help develop the Xbox? Weren't they one of the developers that were part of, making Xbox One?
I'm sure a couple of the first parties are in there.
Yeah, they had a.
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the mistakes that Microsoft made because they are really good as a developer. You can't necessarily bring the smartest person in when it comes to making a console because most of the people that are making games for it are fucking dumb. And I don't mean like dumb like they can't make games. It's just that, there are different levels to, who can make, great games. So you have teams like Naughty Dog and Turn 10, Remedy. Yeah, these guys are great. But there's a lot of people that, other developers that aren't as talented, and that's where you get a lot of issues where the hardware suffers because they're just not good enough to really understand how to use it.
I think Turn 10 has done a pretty good job. I just don't think that. I think they threw in that ESRAM last minute. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of screwed them over a bit. But they really thought they were going to come out with a console with 8 gigs of RAM, and Sony was going to have 4, and Sony originally was going to have 4, and then they threw in another 4 last minute, and then things kind of got fucked up. So.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys, let's go ahead and grab some questions from the crowd here. I think we talked about upgrading consoles plenty last week and this week. So,
actually, can I say something quick?
Yeah, go for it, Jamie. Sure.
So, I think both at least are going to come out with a smaller box this year that can do, the 4K video stuff.
Okay.
But I think if they do the Slim with the 4K thing, I think it gives Microsoft an opportunity to fix the whole number in the systems thing, because they only called it Xbox One because they couldn't call it Xbox 3 because 3 is less than 4. So if they put like a 4K next to the Xbox One logo, they could technically go ahead next gen and call it Xbox 5.
I think just call it Xbox X or something like, or Xbox Infinite or.
Infinite would be better.
I just want Xbox. I don't really care what other thing they put on there. I just want it to be called just Xbox. Like, I don't need any other fancy name. I just miss like the old Xbox thing.
Yeah.
It's just me. SheWolf, we got any questions?
HP North has asked, do you guys in the podcast think
Generation.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Microsoft is going to give PC our exclusives still, or do you think they will kill off next gen?
I think they're just going to continue to utilize both as their platform.
Yeah, especially when they're doing like the UWP and everything. It's just they're going to use both to push these games.
You can't be upset about this. I have a feeling that Sony's going to start pushing their exclusives on PC as well. They're already starting to publish some on Steam, some of the smaller ones. So it's all you need to make money. Did you hear like that new Final Fantasy has to? They need to sell like 10 million units or something.
I thought it was like 13.
Yeah, well, they apparently said, like, yeah, that's a lot of fucking games.
That's a lot of games.
You know what I mean? Hey, I saw a question from Poison Ivy, and she said, who's your favorite game developer this generation?
Oh, Remedy, hands down.
Remedy right now.
Yeah. I think we're all going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Ubisoft hadn't made all that shit before The Division, I would have said Ubisoft.
No, they did really good with The Division, though.
Oh, The Division is nice,
they fucked up a lot of shit before it.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly did.
I'm glad they're taking a year off with Assassin's Creed and stuff. Even though Syndicate was really good.
I love Syndicate, man. That was such a good game.
Yeah, Syndicate's good.
Yeah, and you know what was funny was because I loved Unity too, but not at launch. That was a big.
Oh yeah,
it was so bad. But I went back. I started it at launch, Unity, and then it was so bad, and so I shelved it for like 6 months, and I went back to it, and it was just good. I played it like in 2 days. I like beat the whole thing and the DLC and everything. I was just like, holy shit, this is great. You know what I mean? And so I was really excited to get Syndicate, and I got it, and I loved the setting. I mean, there was a couple flaws with it, but overall, I thought the game was really well done. So I mean, that's one less game, I guess, to look forward to this year. But you know, hopefully stuff comes up because I miss Call of Duty when it was good, and hopefully maybe Titanfall comes out or something. Man. I don't know.
I can tell you right now, Titanfall 2 comes out this year, like they're saying. I'll be on that like every day, all day.
Hell yeah.
I think my favorite developer this gen is actually Techland, believe it or not. I mean, we had a chance to play with some of the devs there when Dying Light came out, and I thought that they were maybe not because Dying Light was the best game, but I think their devotion towards making their fans really satisfied and updating the game and putting out some good quality DLC. And even though it was a lot like what they had worked on before with Dead Island, I thought that Dying Light was very, very good and something like very unique for the other games that are out in this console generation so far.
Hey, Firefox says, have you guys played Dead Space backwards compatibility yet?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I haven't yet. I downloaded it though.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic game.
haven't played it.
I've never played a Dead Space game, so
Are you
Oh, they're
serious?
good, man. They're good.
I've never
Really
played
good.
it.
Dead Space 1 is fantastic, man.
Yeah, the funny thing about Dead Space is my friend bought it because he saw the commercial on TV, and he calls me over. He's like, yo, live. I need you to help me with something. I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do? I need you to figure out how the fuck do I get out of this board. I'm like, dude, this is the beginning. Oh my god.
It's pretty
Yeah,
tough,
this shit
man.
was
They are
crazy.
kind
He was moving around the crates in the beginning of the game. I'm like, holy shit, dude, just trade this in because you're fuck shit out of luck.
That's hilarious, man. That's awesome. Cool. Anybody else want to talk about anything else before we get out of here?
Oh, I got Xbox Nation tomorrow night at 8. So tune in for that, and then we have. Oh, I'll plug Mooch's Crossfire because I'll be on that as well Friday, probably at 6, and then BGST Sunday. Which, if you hadn't heard last Sundays, that was an interesting time between Next Gen and Tim. So
Oh, yeah.
go back and
That was actually really good.
go back and watch that because that's always a good time. So
That is.
yeah. And if you guys want to check out a spoiler-free Quantum Break review, I put that up this afternoon on my channel, so go check that out. Yeah, and it looks good too. A lot of the review footage that I've seen looks really shitty. My review footage looks great. So slap that shit on 1080p and watch it, and give it a thumbing. give it a thumbing because there's probably a lot of dislikes on that shit right now. So.
What about you, Inferno? What you got going on, bro?
We got Four Guys with Quarters podcast on Thursday. I think it's going to be at 6 p.m. So if you guys want to drop by on Twitch or YouTube and check that out, that'd be amazing.
Awesome. What about you, Jamie? I know you got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Quantum Break review when I'm done, and then a Mass Effect video based on the leak.
You like Mass Effect, Jamie, do you?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
Just a bit.
That's awesome. What about you, Live?
I'll be continue, playing this Quantum Break, man.
I'm definitely going to finish that up tonight.
Game is just awesome, man. I'm taking my time though. I'm sipping this shit like fine wine, and then I'm gonna guzzle that bitch down later.
Oh, apparently I'm gonna be on that same podcast with on this Thursday. What is that? Four Guys with Quarters. They just asked me to be on there, so I'll be on there too. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I guess I'll be.
It's a good show, man.
Yeah, I'll be making the rounds this week. So
World tour.
yeah.
Do that world tour. Let's see if I can sneak on that show again.
Oh yeah, dude, we'll have you on.
Cool. What about you, SheWolf? What's going on?
Not much. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Xbox. I'm depressed. Crap Gamer took like the one thing I do on this show, and that's ask the question. So I'm all depressed now.
Oh. You know what? That's my nature to like ask questions and host shit. You know what I mean?
I know.
He doesn't do it
But-
intentionally.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm all depressed now.
I hijacked your show.
You did.
It's all good, man. It's
No,
all good.
you can find me on Twitter. I'm actually going to be bringing out a Division video tomorrow about understanding the base of operations and the secret vendor and a bit about the crafting and so on and so forth. Haven't done a video in a while, so it should be interesting. Other than that, find me on Xbox and on Gamers Knows Best, of course.
Cool. I just want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Crap, Inferno, Jamie, Live. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are awesome dudes. Everybody go please like and sub on their channels. I'm GKB. You can find me Gamers Knows Best on Twitter and this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. And we'll see you all next time.
Later, guys.
All right.
Later.
Peace.
Later.
Take care of your fellow gamers.